Okay, so in this poster here, you see that it's SVTMP for the subject, verb, time, manner, place. And in the sentence, you have Ich spiele am Samstag mit Freunden in Limerick. So note that the verb is always in second position. Okay, so in this poster, you'll note that the time phrases in this as at the start of the sentence. So you TVSMP. So you note that if you put the time at the start, the verb stays in second position. The subject, which is ich, goes after the verb and you have manner place. So if the sentence is Am Samstag spiele ich mit Freunden in Limerick. Okay, so in this poster you have the manner at the front of the sentence, and the same as the last one with time. MVSTP. So if you have manner at the start, mit Freunden, the verb stays in second position, spiele, followed by the subject ich am Samstag in Limerick. Okay, so in this poster, like the other ones, you have place at the front. So the verb is always second. So you have in Limerick spiele ich am Samstag mit Freunden. Now the poster you're looking at says in Limerick, but on their manner, as following the other posters, it should say mit Freunden. Okay, so we know that the German word order is SVTMP. If we're using words like und, and, aber, but, sondern, but rather, then, because, or other, or, note that these are connecting words. They do not change the word order, so you can have SVTMP plus SVTMP plus SVTMP. So the example on the visual that you were looking at is Ich lerne dieses Jahr fleißig, denn ich bin konzentriert. Now note that when you Ich bin konzentriert means I am focused. Note that when you use den, de, and n, you always place a comma before it. It's a grammatical error in German if you do not have a comma. Also note that den has two n's. So if you're aware of the accusative case, you'll see it den one n, but because D-E-N-N. Okay, so you'll notice in this poster it's SVTMP when you have it for a normal sentence, but when you're using connecting words like als, ob, wenn, weil, obwohl, bewo, das, da, falls, sobald. So I'll go through them again. Als is when, but it's when you're referencing time in the past. So for example, when you were 3 years of age. Ob, whether, wenn, when, weil, because, obwohl, although, bewo, before, das, that, da, since, falls, in case that, sobald, as soon as. Note that all of these connecting words have a comma in front of them. Omitting the comma is a grammatical mistake in German. So the way it goes is that when you use these connecting words, instead of having the SVTMP, these connecting words push the verb to the end of the sentence. So you'd have STMPV. So the example here of Es ist toll, dass wir uns wiedersehen. So these connecting words push the verb to the end of the sentence. Okay, so in this poster, I'm going through words such as also, therefore, auch, also, sonst, otherwise, deshalb, therefore. These words are adverbs. They're used in this context like connecting words which join two or more sentences together. So an example I have is SVTMP for a first sentence. What it does is that instead of pushing the verb to the end, like the other examples, what it does, it just inverts the verb. So for example, you have SVTMP plus VSTMP. Okay, so just to recap, I'll say if you're using und or oder, you have SVTMP plus SVTMP. If you're using wenn or weil. You've SVTMP plus STMPV. But when you're using this example, it is SVTMP plus VSTMP. So the verb just switches over. So the example I use here is Ich finde Deutsch schwierig. Trotzdem, in spite of, finde ich sie interessant. Okay, so like my previous examples, you must have a comma before this adverb. Otherwise, it's a grammatical mistake. Also, to note that I said ich finde Deutsch schwierig. So I could have said trotzdem finde ich Deutsch interessant, but I said finde ich sie interessant. Why? Because as a pronoun, die words go to sie, das words go to s, and der words go to ihn. IHN.